Mom, Dad, family and friends, thank you all for taking the time to attend my graduation ceremony today. There are many here who I want to thank for all your efforts and help in my reaching this important milestone in my life. First is my mom, who has been my teacher from the first grade through high school. She was one who patiently taught me to read, write, and cipher numbers. She focused on the basics, teaching them again, and again, and again, until I finally understood their importance and everything else. Next, I want to thank my dad for teaching me proper English grammar. Dad, although you can be stern and no wavering areas of English, I want to thank you for not stopping until you were sure that I understood it and was able to use it. Then there is Mr. Andrew, my martial arts instructor. Thank you for being a positive influence to me both in school and martial arts. I really appreciate your coaching for my MMA fight in Portland, and thank you for pushing me hard to achieve my goals. Finally, I want to thank my church family for always being there for me when I needed help. Thank you for your support, your prayers, and guidance. Without these people in my life, I would not be where I am today. Thank you all very much. My dad requires a graduation speech as a final sign for English. So the subject I chose for today's speech deals with character and asks the question, does character matter? I believe everyone would agree that our country is in crisis today. I believe this crisis is manifested in the decline of the moral values of our society. This is no real surprise since we can clearly see the fracturing of the moral fiber of our character in every aspect of our culture. Moral traits like modesty, integrity, and honesty seem to become forgotten virtues in our country. This decline in our country's character can best be seen by comparing two of our previous presidents. The first of these men, Ronald Reagan, has been identified as a man of high moral character, which he exhibited through the honesty and courage with which he led this nation. One of the best examples of this was the way he handled the 1982 bombing of the Marine barracks in Lebanon. Upon being informed of the deaths of over 200 Marines in the bombing, he immediately and publicly took full and personal responsibility. Conversely, we also witnessed another president who seemed to make decisions based on public opinion polls and made excuses rather than taking responsibility for his failures. Who can ever forget the situational ethics portrayed by Mr. Clinton when he lied under oath and even questioned the meaning of the word is?
Right.
So the question before us today is, does character matter? Character is defined as the combination of qualities and personal traits that identifies a person and sets them apart from others. This definition, however, is lacking since it does not identify or distinguish between good and bad traits. We all know the difference between good and bad character, so our focus today should be on good character qualities. The Josephson Institute has identified 6 pillars which I believe are important and essential in order for a person to be known as a person of high moral character. The first pillar is trustworthiness. Most of us would refer to a trustworthy person as honest, reliable, the one who keeps his word or promises. He is a loyal friend, a trustworthy individual who would never lie, cheat, or steal, because he has the courage to do the right thing as a matter of habit. The scriptures tell us a faithful witness will not lie. The benefits of being trustworthy are many, not the least of which is the confidence others place in you. This can be very rewarding, especially in the workplace, personal relationships, and opportunities in Christian service. The next pillar is respect. Respect is unique in that it has 2 heads. One, it deals with how others view and treat you as a person, while the other deals with the way you treat others. Normally, a person who is respected is also a person who respects others. Respect is not something you bestow on random people. This person must have either some outstanding qualities about them or exceptional skill. The same criteria applies to us. If we expect to gain the respect of others, we must earn it. Responsibility is our next pillar. Responsibility is the state or act of being responsible for your actions, or being dependable while working or doing something. A responsible person will have a good attitude. He will be the example for others to follow and always seems to exercise self-discipline. A responsible person will complete whatever task given to him promptly and correctly. Being responsible opens many job opportunities. This also affects positions you will be offered simply because of your reputation as a responsible person. Now we're going to discuss integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing no matter what, even when no one else seems to notice or care. A person with integrity is honorable and people will trust him because he has a reputation for doing right. A man with integrity does not need to be given an incentive for his actions. He simply does right because it is right. Another pillar is caring. Caring can be defined with one word: compassion. Compassion means to see, feel, and understand one another's concern, anxiety, or even crisis, with the intent or desire to relieve it. Sometimes caring is seen as softness or weakness, but in fact it reveals a deep sense of Christ-like character. It is not hard to see another's need and feel pity or concern, but it requires much more strength to go the extra mile to actually help them. The last pillar, patriotism, also seems to have been forgotten in our country today. Patriotism is actually a devoted love for one's own country, which results in a sense of duty which often leads to a willingness to die in defense of it. The citizens of this nation who are willing to stand against anything that would harm or degrade the foundation upon which the country was founded and put their lives on the line to protect it, exemplify true patriotism. Some try to protect its values and interests through government service, but others give their lives to protect the freedom of this country on the battlefield. But let's never forget the mothers and fathers who quietly instill this value in their children. As we have seen, the specific manners or traits may vary from one person to another. However, the moral tenets of character like honesty, integrity, courage, and compassion must be constant. All character absent of moral virtues can only be bad character. We can conclude then that character really does matter. It impacts how we conduct our lives every day, how others view us in the course of our daily living, the decisions we make, our response to others in need, our work ethic, and even our involvement in our communities and country are all driven by our character. Thank you.
Amen.